Okay, I need to confess some resentments. Just so you guys know, like, this is where it's coming from. Um, Critical part of my experience growing up was that I didn't play like pee wee sports or like, there was a moment, like, every Wednesday night, our church would have like a boys club, like Royal Rangers, Boy Scout type thing, and they would play soccer every night or some sport activity. But specifically, there would be soccer, and all the kids would just be kicking each other's shins, and I was like, I'm not about that right now. Y'all don't even know the rules, and if you know the rules, you're making it up on the spot because you're not following the rule. You know what I mean? Like, you're 8 year olds, and the adults are not doing their job. So I would just sit and like, so, I don't know. I'd be like picking flowers on the other side of the field. I was that kid. And at the same time, like, I've had this sort of like independent streak in me. Like, I just chose to do dance and not sports. And it wasn't until college that was actually like, oh, wow, that's so cool. Right. But at the same time, like, I missed out on this like communal, raw, like a raw community with other men. Um, and And honestly, I'm wondering, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, does that even exist? Like, do I have like these fantasies that like, if you played on a sports team that you actually had like these like deep camaraderie, brotherships that lasted forever? And the answer is like, well, it depends on who you were, right? Um, and where you were. So yeah, so I had this like lone sheep kind of feeling through my whole life. And I think it's actually kind of compounding today. Like, I think most people feel some sense of loneliness that they don't really want to tap into, and don't necessarily know where it's from, and are sort of like blaming and resenting like the spots that they're jealous of, right? So, oh, I'm mad at that guy for having friends, when it's like, okay, but like, it's like that moment when you realize that all the cliques in your school or in your group or whatever were literally just people talking to each other at that time. It's just you happened to feel lonely because you thought that you weren't a part of that group. Um, Unless, of course, they were talking bad about you behind your back. And at the same time, like, were you innocent of that activity? Like, did you not talk about that? Like, you had a resentment toward them. So, like, maybe they were just trying to figure out what they did wrong to you. Okay. Um, or maybe they don't care about you because you didn't engage with them. Also, it's high school. Like, get over yourself. Um, no, I'm just saying that because of stream of consciousness, actually. So I'm just thinking out loud, and I like the sound of my voice right now. This is not typically the sound of my voice, but I'm digging it. Okay. Resentment. Like, I'm resenting the thing that I most desire. I'm resenting the fellowship with the club of the boys, and I have a resentment that I wasn't invited, or I wasn't a part of it, or I didn't know how to interpret, um what is it, like, criticism. Like, I think there's a part of like, I didn't understand that guys criticize each other as a way to like buddy up. And I was a more sensitive soul. And people could feel that, but that doesn't mean they knew what to do with it. And I really have resentment toward people not knowing what to do with me. Am I bullshitting? Maybe. But also, like, that feels right. That feels like I have resentment toward people who don't know what to do with me. And that's also a resentment against myself because I'm putting so much power in other people's hands and letting other people determine my worth. Right? That would be nice. To know your worth and to let everything else go. If they get to party with you, awesome. You're going to lead the pack. If they don't want to party with you, I guess it's their loss or they have something else they want to do. That's fine. Okay. Thanks for listening.